Good evening, everyone. When deploying Kriegsmen alongside other regiments of the Imperial Guard, there are many factors to consider. First and foremost, the Kriegsmen hold many strange traditions that other Guard regiments find strange and alien. The Krieg cult of sacrifice, their quartermasters, their stubborn refusal to remove their masks in the presence of those they consider strangers or outsiders, and the revered status of not just the dead, but of death itself is a morbid thing for many in the Guard. The Kriegsman culture and reputation are another issue for those outside the Corps. The Death Corps are considered bad omens on the battlefield for those who know of them, and in some ways they are right. The Corps are frequently deployed, request deployment, to some of the most hostile and dangerous environments in the world. The Death Corps' presence on the field therefore means that the danger of the battlefield and the casualties of other regiments deployed alongside them are most likely to be heavy. This increases hostility towards them, and reputations of dead men walking and being more servitor than man are abound. The Death Corps, in turn, view most other regiments as soft and weak. Their words, having neither the grit nor, more importantly, the discipline to hold a candle to the vaunted men of the Corps. The Corps are not fond of rattlings, as their tendency for thieving, racketeering, and other less ideal activities are considered an affront to the Krieg way of life and culture. Many cases of thefts being met with swift and summary executions by furious corpsmen or quartermasters are recorded. The Kriegsmen view an attack or slight on a single Kriegsman as an attack on the Corps, and they defend their traditions and their own fiercely. An example that comes to mind from my own experience is that of the Presidian incident early in my career, in which the 83rd Vresh Grenadiers insulted and assaulted members of the 624th Corps Line Infantry during billeting for the upcoming campaign, tearing off a piece of the regimental colours. Now, to prevent conflict, the Corps were ordered by the commissariat not to fire on their fellow guardsmen. In response, they stormed the Grenadiers' camp with shovels and trench clubs in order to recover their colours. The ensuing melee resulted in 31 members of the Grenadiers killed through blunt force trauma and cracked skulls. Dozens more were injured. The regiment's officers then presented themselves to High Command for punishment and execution, either by direct fire or by forlorn hope assault. It was decided that the men responsible were to be punished by deployment to the rear lines of the campaign, a choice that was met with great anguish. Finally, communication itself can be marked a problem. The Kriegsmen's speech is muffled by their masks, and combined with their masks covering their faces and expressions makes them unreadable for most, and hard to differentiate between them. The other way of communication between Kriegers, Kriegsspiel, is a distant descendant of the battle-mark sign language used by the most honourable silent sisterhood. All of this, combined with a clipped and brusque way of conversation, has led to many having difficulty communicating with them. Chapter 1. The Gas Masks of the Krieg. The gas masks we see all the Kriegers wearing are a terrifying reminder of what happened on their own planet.